When somebody is feeling fear, what do we need to do when somebody's feeling fear? Anybody got an idea? Just kind of the immediate thing, either in work or in your marriage. When somebody's afraid, you want to protect them. Okay? When somebody is hurt, you want to comfort them. And I'm going to coach you in a few minutes on conflict. But when your spouse is feeling fear, when that button is getting pushed, it's releasing an emotion. And here's what I learned with Barb, is that when I'm communicating with Barb, I think it's safe to say you've got a lot of emotion.
Oh, a lot.
Is a lot of emotion. And I've got 2 daughters and a neutered dog, all right? So I get PMS, I get menopause. Barb and I bought T-shirts. We survived menopause. At one point she said, I think you ought to take a contract out on me, and I'm going to contribute to it. And
those were rough years.
Those were rough years. But sometimes I say things, and all of a sudden there's just kind of this, and I don't know where it's going. And I was sitting in our old house, and I was writing one morning, and there were all these trees outside the window. And I was watching these trees, and these leaves were just dropping from the tree. And it was just interesting just watching these leaves. And I thought, those leaves are sometimes like Barb's emotions. And you guys are going, where's he going with this? Well, get ready. And so sometimes, Barb, when we sit down and we have a conflict or something, and you're experiencing, everyone say experiencing.
Experiencing.
And expressing. Everyone say expressing.
Expressing.
All right. An emotion, it's like a leaf is dropping from that tree. But what I do, because I'm a guy, is I grab the emotion. And she says, you know what, I had a fight with my sister. And I go, well, just don't call your sister. Okay, we're done. I usually spit for good measure. And she says, well, Gary, I'm feeling this. And I said, well, you don't need to feel that way. Any guy resonating with me right about now? Yeah. Or, and I'm a therapist and a talk show host, so, I always have to go to a break when Barb and I do radio, and so I can fix anything in a 9-minute segment. That's kind of what you do in radio, and I'm kidding about that. But those emotions are released. Here's what I learned, is that when those emotions are released, and this is completely counterintuitive. Everyone say counterintuitive.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah, you need more coffee to really say that, but so do I. So when Barb experiences, everyone say experience.
Experience.
And express, say express.
Express.
Because that's what we're going to drill into you. When she's experiencing and expressing emotion, here's what I need to do. I need to let that leaf fall all the way to the ground. And there are times I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her like, okay, do I say something now? I got a really good idea on this. The game's starting in a minute. Can I tell you what I think? And that's what we're doing. We're kind of figuring out where do I enter this? And when all those emotions are floating, what's happening to you?
I am draining the pain. The pain's got to leave, and so
it's on me now.
I know. No, it's out there. It's out there. But you know what? As I'm watching you and I'm watching your eyes, and you are connecting with me, even though you have no idea where to step in, what the world I'm talking about, which issue, I'm telling you, it's doing the magic with me because I know you're connected.
Yeah.
And you're giving me time.
Yeah.
And you're giving me the space to just dump it and cry it. We were speaking in Alabama once, and the guys raised their hand. They go, you mean you're supposed to let her drain the pain? You're supposed to let her cry? I said, oh, man, if you do not let your more emotional one in your marriage cry, they got to get it out. You got to clean the heart. You get to get all the dark emotions out so that you want to listen. At the end of it, if you've done it successfully, I'll go, what would you do? And he's going, I had that solved 3 minutes ago. But the reality is this, your spouse, and oftentimes in marriages, it doesn't have to be just gender, because in about 20% of the room, there might be a more emotional man than there is a woman. You just choose in your marriage if this applies. But the reality is, your wife is very capable. The more emotional one is very capable. I would like to say that a woman problem solves all day long, every single day, around the clock. She holds it together. Does she not know how to solve a problem? Of course she knows how to solve a problem. But when you connect in the marriage, you are building confidence in your spouse. You are letting her know that she is okay.
Absolutely.
Even if she feels like a failure, even if she feels rejected, even if she feels insecure. And I'm looking at the list. And there are times throughout the day in a lot of relationships, women and men both, we can be triggered and feel a lot of those different fears. But when you have got a spouse that really has figured out, you know what, we're not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect in our marriage. I'm going to be sloppy. I mean, there are going to be bad days and bad
maybe,
nights,
yeah,
and they may go on way too long. But when I know you're with me,
I'm with you.
and it's about us, and that you're going to stick by me during the messiest times, even my emotions, it's building truly that resiliency in our marriage.